Jai Hind friends, you watching this video signing off 2.0. Today topic is not related to current affairs but related to economics. That's a mean of today's topic, GDP, real GDP versus nominal GDP. We talking about we and others peoples only talking about nominal GDP, not the real GDP, and we will discuss in this video what the real meaning of GDP, what the real meaning of nominal GDP, what the real meaning of real GDP, and what the difference between real and nominal GDP. So let's go. First of all, share this video, subscribe this video, and press the bell icon. So start this video. So what the simply means GDP? GDP means the productions of a commodity and a services during a financial year. The monetary value of it is commonly known as GDP. That's why GDP are two types. First is nominal GDP and second is real GDP. So first talking about nominal GDP. What is the meaning of nominal GDP? So nominal GDP refers to which GDP calculated on the basis of year price, where all the other things are remain constant. That's a meaning of nominal GDP, where will be discussed and the calculated the nominal GDP. It is the basis of the current year price. On the time when I talking to you this video, on this time what the rate of commodities, anything of commodity, and calculated to the nominal GDP. But real GDP didn't related as like a nominal GDP. Nominal GDP related to the base year and year price, but real GDP refers to related to the base year price. That's what's meaning. That's a meaning of base year. That's like in a 2012 base year price of that commodity, particular commodity. That's like I explained this situation before when I talk to you inflation rate highly, CPI consumer price index highly more than the fluctuate more than the RBI's control to 4 plus minus 2, 6% high to 6.9% in CPI. So that's how the find the CPI is greater than the consumer price index inflation rate. So this is related to the base year price. So real GDP only the nice and good GDP for calculated the GDP for any economy. So real GDP and nominal GDP, that's a comparison to the real GDP is a good for the compared to the nominal GDP, where nominal GDP versus the real GDP I differentiate, then get it. First is increasing is a real GDP always having positive sign for the economic. Why the positive sign of any GDP, any economy for the growth, the real GDP? Because real GDP calculated the base year price, where price and quantity increases according to the so real GDP is a always real, having positive sign for the economy, where nominal GDP but does not mean the positive sign of an economy. Why? Because the real GDP calculated the current year price, where price is not the constant, price is flexibility, but quantity constant. So that's why the nominal GDP not the positive signs of any economy, but where real GDP increasing in any economy, it is a positive sign. So first, and second is inflation. Increasing in a real GDP doesn't mean increase in the general price level and inflation of economy. Simply means when real GDP is a positive sign of an economy, so that not the meaning of the inflation of an economy. Why? Because price is constant, but quantity is increases, enhanced by the producer in an economy. So it doesn't mean increasing in the general price, where nominal GDP increase in nominal GDP, that's mean increasing in general price level of inflation of economy. So we will discuss, and other peoples will be discussed in an economical way only for nominal GDP, not the real GDP. So nominal GDP increasing in the any economy, so that's a cause of the inflation, because of the pricing high current year, not the base year price calculated the nominal GDP. So it is the cause of inflation. And third is, it is also known as GDP at is also known as GDP of current year price. So this is all about GDP, and it's a type of two, nominal GDP and real GDP, and we will discuss the real GDP and nominal GDP differentiate, and how to calculate the nominal GDP. So nominal GDP is equal to real GDP into price divided by 100. So you calculate the easily nominal GDP, and where real GDP is equal to nominal GDP divided by price into hundreds. So real GDP is a good condition of any country for any economics, where nominal GDP nothing to the enhance the economy. So you only believe the real GDP, not the nominal GDP. Nominal GDP only the showing of show off of any economic. My GDP is a highest level of the world. So nominal GDP not the good, real GDP is a correct and accurate data showing of in front of any country. So you believe only real GDP, not the nominal GDP. So this topic is all about GDP, and it's a type nominal GDP and real GDP, and how to calculate the nominal GDP and real GDP, and which GDP we will believed. So I also explained only believe in real GDP, not the nominal GDP. So here topic is ended. Nice to meet you. I will meet you in next video. Thank you and Jai Hind friends.